Good morning, students. Algebra 1 here again. All right, so we're going to continue working with solving equations using the quadratic function. All right, so the first thing that we need to do is we need to make sure that the equation is in standard form if it's not already in standard form. So here we have this equation. It is already in standard form. It's already in the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Right? So the next thing that I need to do is I need to identify a, b, and c. A, B, and C. Right, so I identify A here, which is 1. B is equals to -5, and C is equals to -36. All right, here, and here. So now let's remember that the formula is x is equals to -b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. All right, so this is what we're going to use here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to plug the values for a, b, and c into the equation, simplify, and state our solution. All right, so if I plug these values in, I know that x is equals to negative, and whatever b is, in this case, b is -5. All right, and it's going to be plus or minus the square root of what we're going to do. I'm going to do this. 4 times A times C all over 2 times A. So what I'm going to do is in here I'm going to plug B, which is -5 squared, and that's 4 times A, which is 1, times C, which is -36 all over 2 times A, which is 1. Alright, so this here give me x is equals to negative times negative is a positive, so this is 5 plus or minus the square root of 25, alright, minus becomes plus, so this is plus 144 all over 2 times 1, which is 2. Okay, alright, so you still with me, good job. So x is equals to 5 plus or minus the square root of 169 all over 2. So the square root of 169, x is equals to 5 plus or minus 13 all over 2. So from here we have two options, right? I got two options from here. What are my options? Option 1, x is equals to 5 plus 13 over 2. Option 2, x is equals to 5 minus 13 over 2. So here we have x is equals to 5 plus 13, which is 18 divided by 2, which is 9. All right. And here we have 5 minus 13, which is minus 8 over 2, which is equals to what? What is this equals to? Minus 4. Right? So my answer here, x is equals to -4 or 9. And that's my answer for the first part. All right? Good. Again, remember you can pause the video and we just look at the second one. All right? So here, let's go ahead. We're going to look at the second equation here. So my equation is 2x squared minus 3x is equals to -1. Again, remember the first thing that we're going to check if it's in standard form. It is not, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 1 to both sides. So when I add 1 to both sides, my new standard form becomes 2x squared minus 3x plus 1 is equals to 0. From here, I'm going to identify a, b, and c. A is equals to 2, b is equals to -3, and c is equals to 1. So now, again, if you want to rewrite it, you go ahead and write the equation. X is equals to -b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2 times a. So with using that, I am able now to solve this equation by saying x is equals to -b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times A times C all over 2 times A. Alright, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in my values. Negative B, negative 3 squared minus 4 times A, which is 2 times C, which is 1 over 2 times 2. Alright, so from here we have X is equals to 3 plus or minus the square root of, we have, this is 9 minus 8 over 4. So here X is equals to 3 plus or minus the square root of 1 over 4. Alright, you guys still with me? Good job. Alright, so we got X is equals to 3 plus or minus 1. The square root of 1 is 1 over 4. So again here, I have two options. Option 1, X is equals to 3 plus 1 over 4, which is 4 over 4, which is 1. Alright, our option 2, we have X is equals to 3 minus 1 over 4, which is 2 over 4, which is 1/2. So my answer is going to be X is equals to 1/2 or 1. Alright, so again, let's go ahead and let's look at 1. It's not always going to be perfect, guys. Alright, it's not always going to come out just like this. So let's look at 1 where it's not so perfect. Alright, let's look at 1 where it's not so perfect. Alright, so here we're going to do a new equation. Alright, so let me slide this up here. So we have our equation, which is 3x squared plus 2x is equals to 3. Again, the first thing we check if it's in standard form. No, it's not. So I'm going to write this in standard form by subtracting 3 on both sides. So I get 3x squared plus 2x minus 3 is equals to 0. Identify my A, B, and C values. Alright, A is equals to 3, B is equals to 2, and C is equals to negative 3. Good. So from there, we're going to plug it into the formula. X is equals to negative B plus or minus the square root of B squared minus 4 times A times C all over 2 times A. So again here, all I'm doing is I'm going to plug it in now. B is 2, 4A is 3, C is negative 3 over 2 times 3. Alright, so from there, X is equals to negative 2 plus or minus the square root. It's going to be 9, which is, 4, and this comes out to be plus 36, alright, over 6. X is equals to negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 40 over 6. So here, if you realize here that 40 is not a perfect square, but it can be simplified, alright? So let's take, for instance, if I take 40 here, as we learned this earlier in the year, alright, so the radical of 40 is equals to the square root of 4 times the square root of 10, alright? Square root of 4 is 2. 10 is, you cannot square, so it's going to be root of 10. So I can rewrite the radical of 40 as 2 root 10. Alright, so I'm going to substitute this into the equation. So X is equals to negative 2 plus or minus 2 root 10. Alright, all over 6. Now this can be simplified if I factor out the 2 here. Alright, so if I factor out the 2 from here, you can rewrite it. Let's rewrite this in X is equals to negative 2 over 6 plus or minus 2 root 10 over 6. And from here, what we're going to do is simplify this and just leave our answer as is. So it's going to be negative 1/3 plus or minus radical 10 over 3. X is equals to, and this is what we're going to leave our answers at. Alright, because you cannot. So again, like you see, it doesn't always comes out perfect like some of the equations, alright? It doesn't always come out perfect. Again, if you have any questions, please reach out to me. Come to office hours and I'll be more than happy to help you. Alright? Thank you. Have a good one.